Hello everybody, this is Jass and welcome. On today's video, I'm going to present you one of my dream ship for a single player mode on Space Engineers. An idea that I had for quite some time and recently this idea came to maturity. What I consider as a dream ship for the game is a mobile base, doing all kind of tasks in only one place. We can relocate the base whenever we want with a minimum of resources. I've been quite inspired by StarCraft human base and recently Homeworld Desert of Karak. The ship is called the Europa. It needs of course one crew to operate, but can welcome 3 at maximum. The ship is equipped with all the necessary modules and systems to self-sustain itself in energy and oxygen by using solar energy. Since the ship is pretty massive, I wouldn't advise to end up on battery. Those don't deliver enough power for flying or cruising into space, but on the other hand, it can be useful when crossing lands on wheels. The Europa class ship actually turned the Beluga class totally obsolete, and I do hope in the future to make more of those Mothership. Let's start visiting, shall we? So, as you may see, the ship is with wheels, yeah. There is wheels under this ship, and this idea came from the Desert of Karak, the Homeworld game. At first I found that the idea was kinda silly at first, but with some backstep, it's actually the best idea you could have for Mothership in Space Engineers. Because in single player, I'm a guy that loves being very economic in any circumstances, and in that case, having a Mothership, a wheel-led Mothership, is one of the best ideas to save energy. And rather than having a ship that just lands or hovering in the sky, you could have a ship that just lands on his wheels and move around. You save energy and it's just perfect. But there is one little problem I had when I made this ship. The brakes on this ship, because of its mass, are not useful. They are like inoperant. You can use the hand brakes and the ship will still move, and you'll have to use thrusters to stop the ship from moving. But I found another idea. It was to use those pistons. As you can see, normally, right under the wheels are not even touching the ground. So the pistons here, the landing gear pistons, are right now holding the ship and stabilizing the ship entirely. And this was only the only idea I had to fix that little problem. But in the same time, using those landing gears are pretty safe because you really stabilize, I could say, stabilizing the ship from doing any kind of thing. Is there is other ship landing on it, it's better than being on the suspension of the wheels. Also, this landing gear is a mod, okay? I'm going to do a list of all the mods directly on the description of the video. So let's get inside. We're going to use the boarding ramp, cut off our lights. Yep, get this up. Okay, so there is different way to get inside the ship. We can go to the left side, or it is the right side, let me think. Yes, it's to access to the right side of the ship, and this is to access the left side. So let's go to the left side first. Going to through this way. Let's go to the medical bay before using the stairs. Very light, very white. So it's a ship for 3 people. 3 cryopods and 3 beds. With a very special shape with its own air vent. The medical bay right here. A seat just to get access to all the important contents. Sorry. So let's get outside. Let's use the hole. Let's take the stairs. Pretty steep thing. Let's not go to this floor, but let's reach directly the brain of the ship. The control room, the deck, the bridge. And there we go, this is the brain of the ship with all the information we need. As you can see here, we have all the information about the air vent of the ship. and everything is at 100%, I mean that everything is nicely pressurized, oxygen everywhere. Here we have all the contents in terms of fuel, power, and here we have localization, speed, acceleration, damage, jump drive. Here we have all the inventory list and all the cargo place used. If we add more stuff, list will start to fill up. So I'm not going to talk about, well yeah, I can talk about a bit about the bridge. So as you can see, we have a nice panoramic view all around us. We can look what's going on the landing pad just in case. And we have also direct control towards this window, because as we know, windows are a very a structural weakness on spaceships. So just in case, we can protect ourselves just like that. So and also the lights. And since this place don't have any air vent, at least what we got is actually this kind of blind vent we can close just in case of depressurization in this room, since as I said, windows are a structural weakness on the ship, and just to avoid depressurization all over the ship or the stairs of the ship, we can actually close this and we'll be safe. So let's get that open. Let's visit the landing pad. So the landing pad is pretty big, because you can see we have farms right here, and we have also farms on the other side. So this is pretty much where spaceships are going to land. Go directly through this way, and this is where they are going to park. We have also solar panels placed all around the ship, just to give some energy to very important stuff like oxygen generators and all essential systems for the ship. There we go. I'll show you how it looks like at night. Oh, let's get inside again. Now let's visit the other floor. I'm going to the living quarters, bedrooms, living room, and duct control. We won't go to duct control. So one of the things people never think about is space toilet. To me, it's one of the big challenges when you play in single player. It's not useful, I know, but it's challenging. When you have to think about space management inside a ship, adding just that, just the space toilets and bedrooms and the living quarters are something that is making the game way more challenging, because if I didn't have that to do on the spaceship, it wouldn't feel like not a decent ship, but I would say legit, you know. So now you have the bedrooms, king size bed eventually. I would have preferred to install some kind of a little computer right here. You can, you know, some kind of work space, but essentially I didn't find any things that could do that job properly. So we have, that was the bed number 3, we have the bed number 2, it's pretty much the same. So we could go to the duct control, but first we're going to the living room, where all the crew spend their day relaxing, taking a beer, playing some Space Invaders. We can also get down and up the curtains, protective curtains, you know. So anyway, just sitting here, enjoying a beer, discussing about different things, or maybe doing a briefing about other stuff. This is how looks the docking area, where we're going to land all the tool ship, but I get there later. So let's get outside. So we could get to the sunroom or to the suite lockers. So this is where we're going to put our suite after a long day of work. Putting all the tools in the lockers. We have also our personal air vent, and also store our weapon. So now, maybe after a beer, you just want to, you know, see space. Or maybe because you're just tired of staying all day long at home and you just want to do a sun bath. So you just have to sit there, enjoying a beer, reading a magazine, playing a game, I don't know, but at least you can enjoy the sun just right here. That's why it's called the sunroom, because there we go, you need to see outside. This is good for the morale. So let's get outside, let's leave the living quarters, and we're now moving to the most important things in space engineers. Let's move first to the raffinery. So as you can see, there is a lot of doors. It's essentially to protect yourself from, you know, depressurization. So here we go. We are in the raffinery section of the spaceship. Here we have the list with all the components. Of course, we have nothing here yet since the spaceship is just out of the factory. So when I push this button, I'm actually activate the raffinery, and there is a little light to tell you that it's actually working. And as you can see here, those doors are actually access to maintenance hall just in the back of the raffinery. And why? Well, it's pretty simple, because we need to get access to the modules at the back of the raffinery. So as you can see, direct access, and if we want, we can remove some of them and just change them for other kind of modules. And we can also access this place to get access to the hydrogen tank if it needs some repairs or so on. So the ship is still up for upgrades and change. Let's close that door. Now we're going to move to the engine room. So, the engine room. Going to be honest, when I made this room, it's not made to be a very welcoming place. You know, it's very greenish, it's very dark. You don't want to stay too long here, because I really wanted to give to the player this feeling that it's a dangerous place. Do what you have to do, repair the stuff, it's important, and move on. So, right now the reactors are off, we don't hear anything, so you have information on the left for the reactor left, and information on the right for the reactor on the right. So what we can do, this is actually the button to turn on the reactor on the right, this is the button to turn on the reactor on the left. We have also a little protection to just look behind and see if there is not leaking appearing, everything is fine. And just in case, if we need to get closer and repair things, we turn that hatch on, we get there with the jetpack in the aeration module, we can open the hatch. And just in case, we can as well turn off the reactor through this button. But since we don't need to do that, there we go. We have done our daily check, and now we're going to leave this place. There we go. Ah, wait. Yeah, there we go. Now we leave this place immediately before radiation start working on us. And there we go. Fine. Okay, now this time we're going to try to access, well, we won't try, we're really going to do that. We're going to reach the factory before the dock. Because yes, in Capital is actually the next place you're going to reach, and in down here is actually the place you can reach from there. Alright, so there's the factory. This is where we have the assembly and the oxygen generators. We have as well buttons here to turn off the oxygen generator, and there we go, turn it on. We have also the maintenance hall, as usual. That's one of the things I like. As well here we can remove this and install something else, and as well do some maintenance, repair stuff. And it's pretty much the same on each side of the ship. You can see this side, etc, etc. Here we can activate as well each assembler. There we go. This as well an air vent. From there as well we can access the maintenance door. Alright. And there we go. This is how it looks. It kind of remind me a bit of Dead Space, the first game. You remember you have a bridge in the middle, and just here you have some kind of whale landing gears, grappling thingy, where apparently the ship can land and just stabilize itself on it. And you have always this, you're walking on this bridge in the middle. So that's how it's look. And on the top you have the control, the docking control just on top. And each place are named. You have the H1 parking right here and the H2 right here. As you can see, we have also the living room. You can see from here. You know, you can sip a beer and just looking at your friends walking, taking off or leaving or maybe landing. And here we have the LCD briefing, that's how I call it here. It's just before mission or when you land after a mission of mining. You could just get back here and just look what kind of resources you need before leaving the place. So there we go. Alright. Let's use the ladder. Let's get inside the docking control. So there we go. This is all the buttons we get to control the dock. So the dock is its own system to depressurize and pressurize the area, as well to control lights. Let's see. It is the right light. It is. There we go. We can turn the lights on. Give you a little check. It's way more brighter right here. It's just in case you need to do some repairing, maintenance on the ship, and you need more lights. So there we go. You got your light. But I do prefer without it because it gives a very more deep ambience. And just in case there is going to be a crash or something very dangerous coming up, you still can close the curtains just like this. To turn them off, and what we're going to do is to first, before doing anything, we are going to depressurize or pressurize. So I'm going to show you how we depressurize the area.
Depressurize the area.
So it's going to take like 12 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, yeah. It's going to take 20 seconds to depressurize the entire area. There's actually 2 air vents, and until this alarm is not turns off, that means the operation is still working. So there we go. I can also
pressurizing area.
There you go. It's going to take as much time to do so, and every time you're going to have all the doors connect to the hangar bay going to close immediately. Okay. Should be pressurized by now. Thank you. So we're going to open the gate. Is this one?
Opening hangar doors.
Yep. So you can see there is now a little hour appearing there. So now I'm going to give you another point of view. So this is the front of the ship. We are actually in the hangar bay. And now I'm going to ask the hangar number 2, is this one, to open.
Opening hangar doors.
And then the light turns green. We are now authorized to go. As you can see just right here, we have the little arrow to say that's okay. Okay, let's close that thing, and closing as well that thing. And now we're going to open the main door.
Opening hangar doors.
We go now. We have lights showing up. And if we have eventually a really big ship that needs to land, we still can protect it just right here. So there we go. Now we're going to close that door. No, this is pressurization. This is closing.
Closing hangar doors.
All right. Now I think this is all. Yeah, I think we've seen everything. No. What I'm saying, I'm actually missing something right now. What I'm missing is the system area. Okay, let's open the damn door. And let's reach the system, battery and gyroscope. So this place is pretty unfinished. There's a lot of stuff we can still install here. I don't know what I could install here yet because the ship has everything it needs. So it will be up to anyone to do any upgrade for the ship. All depends of our needs. So this is the battery oxygen place. We can set up a few oxygen here and a few batteries, excuse me, and you can see directly how looks the oxygen tank. Now we're going to reach the gyroscope area. So as you can see here, we have 8 gyroscope with 2 booster, and we can control by 2 by 2 each gyroscope. So you can see here the yellow lights represent the gyroscope and the blue lights represent the booster. I can cut them all, and there we go. No gyroscope, only the booster are actually online and everything is off. And we turn everything on again. And I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but we have also the ventilation blank we can control from air, just in case there is a fire inside and you need to stop it. So now we're going to the computer cave. A weird name, I know, but that's the only best way I could describe it. We still have access to more battery here. We can access to the hyperdrive that is fully loaded with a console right here. And we're going to the real cave. And there we go. This is the cave. That's a lot of block. A lot of block. So you'd be surprised, but this block, for example, those 4 blocks control the opening of one gate, opening and closing gate, because on top you have everything for opening the gate, and here we have everything to close the gate. So the thing is, to make it work properly, you need opening the protocol and something that is going to close the protocol. Opening and closing the protocol. Opening is going to launch everything, and closing is going to stop everything when the door is nicely closed or nicely open. You know, like flashing lights and alarms, for example, is going to stop everything. Same here. This is for the gate number H2. This one was the H1. This one is actually the top gate, and this one is for depressurization. And this is important. This is actually the computer. As you may notice, it's like the computer from Space Odyssey, or was it? No, it's not Space Odyssey. It's from another movie. I don't remember the name. But anyway, and we have the block just on top to do the refresh, and it's not working. Let's launch it. Now it's working. When it's blinking, it's refreshing everything on the spaceship. And now we're getting back to a place we know, the ground. We came from here. And just to show you, just going there. There we go. That was a very quick turn of the ship. So now we can get outside. So, oh shit. Okay, so now next step, the next step is going to show you how the ship work and fly, and how are the procedure to launch the ship, and how I can say and show you how it's really work. We are back. This time, as you can see on the deck, we have a multiple leaking a bit everywhere. We can see what's going on. The oxygen battery is open, the dock is open as well. Bridge, stair, computer, cave. So there is a button for that. I made an emergency lock. Let's close it, and let's close it. Now let's check. Okay. Let's wait for the next refresh. Come on. It's not refreshing. I'm surprised. Ah, there you go. Let's take a bit of time. Okay, everything is okay. Oxygen farm are not at the maximum, but we don't care for that. Okay, so we have two seats on the ship. The first seat is actually when you use the wheels, when you're using the vehicle part of the ship. So when you sit here, you have a very large view, you are in the front, and you can, well, you have the view for that, for doing your job. And we have the flight seat that are actually different kind of, option for flying the ship. So first thing first, we're going to do a checklist. We're going to turn on the reactor, the two reactors of the ship. We are checking if the gyroscope are on. Yeah, the gyroscope are okay, check. We're going to turn on, deactivate the dampeners. This is very important. Okay, so are the wheels retracted? Yep. We're going to turn on the landing gears. And oh, whoa, hold up, I was about to do something bad. Borarding ramp. Close up, please. Thank you very much. And now we're going to reverse the pistons and get the ship on its wheels. There we go. Checking if the braking is here, even if it's useless. There you go, you can see the speed on the right of the ship. We're now getting speed, and I've touched nothing. As you can see, the brakes are on and nothing is happening. The ship doesn't care. Can I try to stop it? No. Okay, so let me check. I just want to be sure that I still have the control propulsion. Yep. And the ship won't listen. I can still try to control it, but I'm not in fuel speed. So let's show you how it's work on the wheels, shall we? So I can say I really enjoy cruising with my ship on the ground. Compared to just a flying ship, here you can really enjoy the landscape and be really in contact and feeling that you are doing a real adventure, that you're going to discover new areas so far. While if you were just with a plane or just flying with your mothership, you wouldn't have this feeling to be so close to the environment somehow. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the wheels of the ship can be retracted and can also be turned in a way that the ship is going to be higher from the ground, just in case you are going to find some really rugged, rough or hilly landscape. So let's try to take off, shall we? Okay, let's turn on all thrusters. We have the space thrusters, we got hydrogen, and we got the atmospheric thrusters. Alright, let's take up some speed. And now we push up and taking off. And there we go, we are liftoff. Let's turn on the dampeners. And now what I'm going to do is to force the push. There we go, pure throttle, we're good, and now I'm going to retract the landing gears up. And there we go, we are finally now on a cruise mode. We just have to leave the control, leave the ends out of the cable, and we just let ourselves go to space. So back to space. I will make a cut right now and I'm going to show you how it looks like in space, and how the ship looks like with all the lights on. So finally, here we go. Alright, so let's turn on all the lights. The ship is pretty calm, there is not much noise, all the reactor is behind, all the thrusters are now off. We're going to access to the light system, so let's turn first, before I do anything, just need to show you what it's going to do. So the button 5 or 6 I say is actually the navigation light. So on the right side you have the green lights, there we go, and on then we got the warning light. This is actually to give some lights to the I need to take control of that camera first. That is taking control of the warning lights and logo lights. So the lights are actually also on the oxygen farm, just to say warning, just don't get near to this with your spaceship. Same as here, we have also a warning light just here, just to give the shape and form of the ship from long distance, just like here. And then we have, let's push that button right. No, I'm not doing anything correctly, isn't it? Alright, so now I'm going to push the button 8. That is actually the landing lights. So as you can see, when you do an approach with a spaceship, you know that you have to go through these processes. So slowing up, touching, and then you go to park wherever you want. Here or here or here. There's actually 4 parking. As well, logo light up. And there's another button, 9 please. There we go, and let's take control. And this is actually to just light up a little bit more the parking, just in case we don't see much about it. And what is the last button? I don't remember. Ah yes, that is actually the light under the ship just for landings, as you can see. So anyway, this was the Europa, a ship that is sure big, but that is not impossible to build in a survival single player. It's a challenge to reach and some sort of completion. Finally, having a flying mothership is the ultimate objective for space engineers. The Europa is the first working one on its class, and I'm pretty sure I can find a way to optimize it even better. As I mentioned earlier, I do love the concept of adding living quarters in the game, just to make things more legit. If King Studio had one day a food mechanics, then I'm pretty sure the Europa may be obsolete once again, just as the Beluga class, and I do hope to see this coming soon, inviting players to innovate and build more self-sustaining spaceship to conquer space and planet for the future.